Hello, welcome back again. In this video, we will be discussing about the art supplies used for the painting and also the planning that is associated before starting any painting. Okay, so in the picture, you are looking at the paints that are used, the acrylic paints. This is not a collab post. I just placed the paint just to identify the color. I am not suggesting any brand. Whichever brand suits you and whichever brand you are comfortable with, you can use the brand. So I have used particularly artistic grade colors here just to increase the workability of the paints. The color pops out in artistic grade and the color mixing is sufficiently easier when we use artistic grade paint. Okay, so the colors that I used is black, ivory black, titanium white, yellow ochre, cadmium lemon, burnt sienna, burnt umber, and red, cadmium red, sap green, and permanent light green. So these are the colors I have used. To get a more realistic effect, instead of using one green, you can use shades of green, or you should know the technology or you should know the methods of mixing many grains with a primary color. For example, if you have two yellows and two blues, you can mix them for the variations of many greens. You need not buy all shades. You can have in primary color many shades so that you can use the knowledge of color mixing to make many grains. Okay, so I have placed a palette here. My palette is a ceramic tile. On top of it, I have placed a non-woven cloth. So the reason behind it is acrylic paint has a very minimum drying time, 8 to 10 seconds based on the humidity and weather conditions. If the humidity is more, the drying time will be slightly longer. If it is warm and it is very slower, you will not able to work on the paint and shading is slightly difficult. So in order to overcome this difficulty, I've used this non-woven sheet. What I'll do is I'll just spray water on the non-woven sheet, both the sides, and place it over the ceramic tile. Because of the moisture, the non-woven fabric sticks to the ceramic tile. So you have a wet base ready. So as you work on, spray little water whenever you feel that is necessary, just to prevent the top layer of the painting to dry. Okay, so whenever you wanted to take a break from the painting, just have a lid or some plate, place it on top of this, just cover it on top of this palette, and you're good to go for even overnight. Even overnight also the paint stays in the same condition as you left the previous night. Okay, so this is about the special palette I have been using since a long time, and I think this is the modification of wet palette that is available in the market. This is easier, cheaper, and you can easily buy it from a grocery shop. This non-woven material is available in the grocery shop. Okay, and I always use 2 bottles of water. If the water gets too dirty, I can't use that water for lighter colors. For example, I can't use the dirty water to mix any shades of white. It spoils the color. So I always keep 2 bottles of water ready. So one gets dirtier, I use water from the other. That saves time. I always have to get up and go and wash. So yeah, that's the reason. And I always keep a spray bottle handy. Okay, and I have kept here the brushes I have used. I always use minimum resources. You try to have many resources, you will get confused what to use, what not to use. So always start with minimum resources, minimum colors, understand the color theory, and try to bring many colors with the minimum number of colors, and how one color affects the another color. Just have a study whenever you're free. Just take the colors and try to mix them and see what effect is brought when 2 colors are mixed, and try to add some black and white to it and understand how the color reacts with another color. So that helps you to save a lot of money not buying many shades that are available in the market. You just have 6 colors is good to go for a beginners, but if you wanted to extend, 8 to 10 colors is more than enough to paint any painting. Okay, so coming to brushes, I have used a flat brush, it's called a wash brush, a 1-inch wash brush, and size 8 flat brush, and size 6 round brush, 000 liner brush, and 000 round brush. That's all is the brushes and the art supplies I have used. And I used a canvas, triple primed cotton canvas, 14 to 16 inches of size. You can use canvas sheets or canvas board or stretch canvas, whichever is available to you. And as I repeatedly say, start with minimum resources and make beautiful artworks, and as you expand, as your quality becomes better and better, invest more and more to make beautiful paintings. So that's all is the about the art supplies. Now let's look at the painting. Hope you will see the reference painting attached in here. So it is a beautiful landscape where you have house at the right side, which gives a feeling of, you look at the roof, it gives a feeling of moss. So it means that the house is in a house at present in a rainy season. You see that wet moss on the roof of the house. So the painting gives you the feeling of the time of the day and the season of the month, and so many details and so many things you can infer from the painting. So it's essential to understand if this painting is in the fall season, winter season, or rainy season, or summer season. So accordingly you can mix warm colors or cool colors. Now, and okay, and in the left side of the painting you have beautiful bush with yellow and green color, and you have a beautiful lawn and tall trees. One is thicker and one is thinner. The tree is a birch tree. It's very beautiful surface. It's very interesting to paint the surface of the bark. And you other side, right side, you have many trees. It's very tricky to paint group of trees because it's essential to understand which tree comes front and which tree goes at the back and which are placed in the middle. Accordingly, you'll have to mix up the colors. You can't mix. You can't make the tree that is in the back darker. So when something is far away or in the back, further back, it's always hazy, a misty appearance. It takes a misty appearance. So figure out which are the trees that are going to be in the foreground, which are the trees that are in the background and middle ground. Accordingly, you make the colors brighter or duller. Okay, and you have a beautiful image of two boats, and that is a boat to be boarded very close to the house, and a beautiful creeper. You know what is the highlight of this painting? That beautiful red bush. So it is the you do everything right and mess the bush, and the painting's overall appearance goes off. So be very careful when you come to paint at the red bush. And also, since it is a rainy season, I think it is very windy. There are a lot of leaves, old leaves which are aged and matured into lost the chlorophyll and turned into yellow reddish leaves. It's very difficult to paint the leaves that are on the floor, because if you just add the colors as such, it will look like it will not gel. So for you to paint anything on the ground, you will have to work on the shadows of them as well. Okay, so whenever you paint something lying on the ground, figure out the shadow, figure out the source of light, and add shadows accordingly. Okay, and the reflection is always slightly hazy, so the actual object will be darker and the reflection is slightly notch down, lighter. And what else? The boat, the two boats are in perspective. So figure out how a boat looks from far away, in which inclination or which angle you look at them. How does the boat looks like? So try to look at some images of boats and figure out which boat it is, and just have a mental clarity that this boat looks like that in left side view, right side view, top view, so that it's easy for you to paint the current view. Okay, so if you look at the lines, if you draw the picture and look at the lines, it all tries to go and end in one single point. You can say that this painting is a single point perspective painting. So where all the lines that you draw from the image goes and meets in a single point. For example, if the angle of inclination of the house is like this, and that has to match the angle of the flow of the river. If it is like this and the angle of river is like this, then it will give you a different perspective or surrealistic effect in the painting. So try to understand what is single point perspective and try to apply it here, so that which are the lines to be parallel, which are the lines to be converging, and which are the lines to be intersecting. And the line of the window should match the roof and the doorway. So like this, try to study the lines with respect to one another. Understood? So we will do the drawing, finish the drawing, take some time, take a picture of the drawing sorry, look at it, or take the picture of just try to have the picture and the line drawing what you have painted together in one screen and try to compare them. Is there any mistake? Is there any way I can improve? So take a pause in every stage of painting and look at it and question yourself, which can be done better, which can be improved, which can be eliminated, which is done wrong. How can I make it better? So once you finish the entire painting and sitting and thinking will only increase the time of correction. So instead, at every stage, pause, look at it, do the correction, and then go for next stage. Understood? So try to make a dilute mixture of raw umber. Take raw umber and add lots of water. Use that as a mixture and paint it directly on the canvas. Otherwise, there are so many ways to take a trace on the canvas. You can take a printout of the image, use a tracing sheet, and then trace the picture directly onto the canvas, whichever is convenient to you. So for a good artist who paints very well needs to have a good understanding of drawing to save lots of time. So it gives you confidence that nothing else gives. But for a beginner, so if you want to paint, don't stress about drawing and painting and don't take all the burden. So try to figure out painting and try to figure out drawing separately. That at least saves you time, and enjoy the flavor of painting and drawing quickly. Okay, so next video will be on how to do blocking. So thanks for watching. If you like the video, please subscribe, follow, and like the video. Bye bye.